Hey kids, hope everybody's having a great week and you had a great weekend with your family and your friends and those around you, and then you went out to some sports games or the zoo here in Nashville. Those of you living locally here. For those of you around the world, our heart goes out to you, every single one of you, especially those in London, Italy, France, Europe, Greece, South America, Chile, Argentina, Canada, all over. It goes all to all you kids all over the world and striving the better importance of reading and keeping reading. Speaking of that, school's around the corner. I hear of most of you going around getting school supplies or hoping to get school supplies. There are places that are donating school supplies at local churches and trying to keep schools going, even collecting school coupons off cereal boxes to help with school supplies and everything else. I know Cheerios and other cereal brands are helping education out. They've been doing it for years. Moving right along, I thought I'd read a good baseball game book since I'm into baseball watching and diehard Yankees fan right here. Casey Back at Bat, Outside of This World, people, by Dan Gutman, painting by Steve Johnson and Lou Fancher. Amazing book tale. Casey Back at the Bat. Moving right along. Courtesy, helping libraries all over the world stay employed. Bookstores, the works. BarnesandNoble.com. I'm sure you've heard of Casey, the baseball world sensation, whose famous strikeout lost the game and started a hopeful nation. Well, if you think that tale was sad, sit down, let's have a chat, and I'll tell you all the story I call Casey Back at Bat. As you can see, ain't that an amazing photo? It was the last game of the season when Mudville tied for first. The players fought all summer for a pennant they did thirst. But Roland shared the lead as well. The team stood face to face to the victor, fame and fortune to lose second place. You see that? With Mudville down 3 runs to 1, it was final inning. 2 men were on, but 2 were out. There seemed no hope of winning, yet they would not surrender. The motor never quit. Mighty Casey grabbed his bat. It was his turn to hit. You see him? Look at that. Mighty Casey getting up ready to bat. His arms, his legs, his neck, his lips. His teeth had muscles too. They rippled from his little toe up to his eyes of blue. He sneered, he snarled at Mudville foes, and through the fans they smirked. Some ladies found him handsome, some thought he was a jerk. You see that? He's getting ready to play ball. This pitcher held his fastball at perfect strike, and then a fan yelled out, "Hey, Casey, are you going to whiff again?" The runners took their place once more. The pitcher threw. He nipped the outside corner. The ump cried out, "Strike 2." You see that? Trying to help him out. Again, the pitcher gripped the ball and gave a forceful fling. Casey brought his bat back and decided he would swing. Look at him batter up. Hit that ball right out of the park. He swung so hard its life the air echoed and it cracked. When much to everyone's surprise, the ball hill whacked right in the air. Look at that. What a hit. That shot might go 100 feet, one bleacher creature record, and I showed him. Crackled Casey as he rounded first and second. The Mugville fans began to cheer, a roar that started growing as they watched the ball gore the wall. And then it kept on going past the wall. It soared by hills and valleys ever high in the sky, past houses, farmers, and villages, so swiftly it did it fly. It crossed the crowded Atlantic where it almost struck a bird, but Kissy didn't have a clue, for he was a rounded third. You see that? He hit that ball so high up in the clouds it almost hit a bird. As he's about to round third base. You see? A home run. In Italy, an artist thought he made his masterpiece with a painting of a tower and some flowers and some geese. He had to start all over when the baseball changed the scene, and this, you see, shows perfectly why leaning towers lean. The ball kept going. It didn't stop past the bird. It just kept going around the world. Almost hitting another bird. See the artist? In Egypt, 3 small children were engaged in some hijinks when a buzzsaw zipping past them knocked their nose right off the Sphinx. It recorded to where they played and almost hit those kids, but instead it zoomed right by them and straight up the pyramid. You see that? Squared away Casey. India, 2 rhinos were lolling in a pond, looked up and saw the baseball flying across the great beyond. They ate their lunch and snorted, taking time to smack their lips. They hardly seemed to notice up until the big eclipse. It flew so fast, raced through the time, some 60 million years. To whom T-Rex, the Stegosaurus, roamed the hemisphere. The creatures were quite terrified. So long ago they slinked, and now you know how dinosaurs in fact became extinct. You see that? That ball just kept on going right through time. In the depths of outer space, an astronaut named Janet shrieked, "Eureka! I have found it! I've discovered a new planet!" Her partner took a look and told her, "Janet, in your dreams, I've yet to see planets tuned together at the seams." See, that ball just kept on going through outer space. It hit the hemisphere. God bless, Nancy. Meanwhile, back in Mudville, total strangers hugged and kissed. Casey crossed the plate and told reporters, "It's all in the wrist." He hadn't been this happy since the moment of his birth, but from upper atmosphere, the ball returned to Earth. See, Casey? Look at that. He hit a home run right out of the park, right into the atmosphere, and back from the hemisphere. Ta-da. Here it comes. Back to Earth. Now down the center fielder had already left the ground, and left and right and left and right were treading on the mound. Bumbo, the little shortstop, saw a streak coming from above. He raised his arm and self-defense. The ball plopped into his glove. Oh, somewhere in this crazy world, some kids are having fun. Some are telling knock-knock jokes. Some skateboard in the sun. And somewhere kids eat hot dogs piled up high with sauerkraut. But there's still no joy in Mudville. Hard luck, Casey had filled out. see that? The end. Casey back at the bat. You can get a copy of this at your local library. Also, kids stay in school, stay educated. May this help you reach your dreams. One of many favorite books. Speaking of that, I have another favorite. The Casanovas Adventure in Great Britain. Aw, you British thought I forgot about all of you. Especially you down those. I tell you, I never forget. But by Disney. You ever been to Walt Disney, kids? You should go there sometime. Keep Walt Disney going. Florida and Orlando. Watch Walt Disney movies. Buy Walt Disney products. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, all kinds of characters you can collect for your beneficial benefit of decorating your bedrooms. Who misses having a Mickey Mouse doll around? Carrying on. You see that? God bless Queen Elizabeth, Kate, William, Harry, and little George. How about you on Good Morning America? Getting big. I miss those days when my son was that age. I think I'm lost my marbles. Trust me, when he's drop kicking you and you're sitting there and stuff and you want to watch baseball and he sits there and uses you for a trampoline and you're wondering why, Dad? Because I showed him that little Family Circus comic book video a few months back. The part where parents needing their sleep. I don't understand, trust me. Now mine's 5 and wants to go forever. Come on, Dad. Why are you tired? You can't be tired. That's not right. Here we are, Donald. This is Sir Reginald family's castle. Mickey said happily Mickey was looking forward to seeing his good friend Sir Reginald again. Donald looked around. He had been glad when Mickey invited him to go to Great Britain. Donald had never been there before. Is this it? Asked Donald. I thought you said this was an island, Mickey. Where are the plane trees? Where's the pool? Oh, Donald, Great Britain was in an island, but it's not going to tropical island, Mickey said with a laugh. Well, this vacation is what I thought it was going to be, said Donald, and he stumped up the steps. The big wooden door swung open, and there was Mickey's pal, Reginald. Jolly good to see you, old chap, said Reginald. So glad you could bring your friend along. You see that? It's Mickey Mouse and Donald right there. And Reginald. Donald and Mickey fought as Reginald led them into the castle. Let's pop into the library, said. We'll have a spot of tea and get to know each other better. Reginald asked Mickey all about his life in the United States. Mickey asked Reginald what was it like to live in a British castle. Now see, that's a good place to have coffee and tea once in a while. Squad away. As they talked, Reginald noticed that Donald was looking grumpy. What's troubling you, old chap? He asked. This isn't exactly the island vacation I had in mind, said Donald. I want to go surfing and diving, swimming and water skiing and get a suntan. But I dare we say we have some interesting things to do, said Reginald. What would be so interesting as surfing and diving and water skiing? Donald gumbled to Mickey as Reginald took them on the grand tour of the castle. Well, I say, what about having a look at the Tower of London? There's also Buckingham Palace, Reginald started. You see that? They're getting so tired out. Uh-huh, said Donald, yelling from boredom, but Reginald misunderstood. I'm so sorry, Chef, says I've been chatting away, and you two have had such a very long trip. You're both probably very tired. I'll show you to your room. Maybe you'll feel different after a good night's sleep, Donald. In fact, Donald and Mickey were pretty tired from their trip. It was getting dark. Mickey and Donald unpacked their things and got ready for bed. As soon as their heads hit their pillows, both of them were fast asleep. It was still dark when they heard a loud crash in their room. Mickey and Donald sat bolt upright in bed, staring there, standing in the room with them with a ghost dressed in an old suit of armor. It was weaving back and forth and carrying a flickering candle. Ta-da. You all thought that was a ghost in the closet. That was no ghost. I am the ghost of the great Sir Chauncey. It said in quivering voice, and you are sleeping in my room. You're sleeping in my room. Said in quivering voice, you are sleeping in my room. Oh no. Oh no, gasped Donald. It's a real live ghost. If you wish to sleep in this room, the ghost went on, there is something you must do for me. Ah, said Donald nervously. Anything you say, sir. See the ghost? Holding the candle? You must go on a quest. And the ghost, a quest? Then asked Mika, what is a quest? What? Screeched the ghost. You don't know what a quest is? That's ridiculous. Just tell us so, gasped Donald. We'll go on anything you want. It is a quest like a ride. Oh, no, said the ghost. It's search. You must go into London and bring back everything I tell you I want. See that? He's telling them. No problem, Donald said anxiously. Where do we have to go? Oh, all over London and the coast, said the ghost, and you must bring back a souvenir from each of these places. There are 8 of them. I have a list here, all typed up. I typed the list myself, on my good friend William Shakespeare's typewriter. He's giving them a whole list of things to do. Who's William Shakespeare? Donald asked nervously, looking around for another ghost. Why, Shakespeare's one of the most famous storytellers in the history of Great Britain. How many kids do that? Who's William Shakespeare? You look him up online on the internet. Or go to the library and check out a book on William Shakespeare. Why, Shakespeare is one of the most famous storytellers in the history of Great Britain. The ghost hunter, but Mickey began looking puzzled and thoughtful at the same time. Silence, the ghost declared. Remember, I'll be back tomorrow night to collect my souvenirs. Then a gust of wind blew out the candle, and Donald and Mickey was left alone in the dark. The next morning at breakfast, they told Sir Reginald all about the ghost in the night. Very odd, said Reginald. I don't recall what we had ghost in this castle, but anything is possible, I suppose. We have to leave immediately, said Donald, looking worried. We have to collect things from 8 different places on this quest. Would you like to come along? Asked Mickey as they rose to go. Love to, said Reginald, but I'm afraid I can't make it. Too much work, you know. As they sat at the dinner table. Okay, said Mickey as they boarded a double-decker bus in London. Ah, folks, this is Trafalgar Square. Why, we are supposed to get there. How are we supposed to get there? Asked Donald. A pigeon feather, said Mickey, squinting in the list. A pigeon feather? Asked Donald, looking very upset. We'll never be able to find a pigeon feather. But as luck would have it, there were so many pigeons in Trafalgar Square. It was a very easy thing to find. Can you see that? All them pigeons flying around looking for a pigeon feather. A pigeon feather, I tell you. As soon as they carefully put the feather away, Donald and Mickey walked toward the Thames River. What's next, Mickey? Donald asked. Next, we might Next, we visit the Westminster Abbey in Big Ben. Who's Big Ben? Donald wanted to know. Big Ben is not a who, said Mickey. It's a what? Big Ben is the most famous bell in the world. It makes the chimes for the clock tower in Parliament. How many knew that? The big watchtower in the Parliament is Big Ben. Oh, said Donald respectfully, as he paid for their postcards. Then they headed for Westminster. Do you have everything we were supposed to get for the ghost? Asked Mickey as they stood in line to get inside Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Right here, said Donald. All the ticket stubs and tons of postcards. Once inside the museum, Donald and Mickey were amazed. There were wax statues of some of the most famous people in the world. You see that? Look at that. After the wax museum, it was time to take the boat tour along the Thames River, which wound all through London. The ride took them under all the bridges, including the Tower Bridge. Say that ticket stub, Mickey said. Got it, said Donald. Now what? Now we heard for the Tower of London, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, I'm starving, said Donald. Couldn't we stop and get something to eat? Well, it just so happens that food is on our list, said Mickey. See right here, it says tea near the tower. Bring back tea, sandwiches, and biscuits. But first, Mickey and Donald looked at the crown jewels, the dungeons, and the armories. Look at that. See the crown jewels? Mickey and Donald staring them down. Now for food, exclaimed Donald. They ordered an extra serving, so I have some to come to bring home to the ghost. But the tea and the biscuits were so good, Donald wanted the biscuits on the ghost plate, too. Oh no, said Mickey, we're taking these home. Ridiculous, said Donald. What does a ghost need with tea biscuits anyway? Ghosts don't eat. That is true, said Mickey thoughtfully, but we ought to bring them back anyway. Mickey and Donald took the underground train to Buckingham Palace. But Buckingham's Palace is where the Queen of England and her family live. And Donald stood outside the gate, hoping to catch a glimpse of him. I've never seen a royal family there before, he said. Do you think that he might just walk by for a second? I'm sure they would if they knew you were here, said Mickey, laughing. What do you have to bring back for the ghost? A picture of a palace guard, read Mickey. Well, said Donald, here comes the guard. I'll see if I can get one of them to smile for the picture. Say cheese, called Donald as he quickly ran up to one of the guards and started to tell a joke and do his silly dance. He never did the guard to smile, but Mickey got a great picture anyway. You see him? He trying to take a photo with one of the Buckingham Palace guards. Boy, am I tired, said Donald when they got back to Reginald's castle. Me too, said Mickey. Did you have a good time? Asked Reginald, following them into the library. As a matter of fact, I did, said Donald. The ghost made us all go over, but I'm glad we did. London is a pretty exciting place. Yes, it certainly is, said Reginald. Funny thing is that the ghost, why did he say? Who did he say he was again? Donald shivered. He said he was Sir Chauncey, and we were sleeping in his room. Never heard of him, said Reginald, but I dare say he must be tired after being up all night with a ghost and then sightseeing all day. We'll have an early dinner. As soon as the meal was over, Mickey and Donald went up to their room, but they didn't go to sleep right away. We have to wait up for the ghost, said Donald. We'll give him stuff and then we'll all get a good night's sleep. But they all fell asleep in their chairs waiting. Just before dawn, a great clash made them leap right out of their seats. It was the ghost. You see that? They awoke. Here are your souvenirs, Donald said when he caught his breath. We got everything on the list, so now you can go stop hunting us. The ghost started to shake and quiver, and then he pulled the helmet off his head. It's me, Original, he said, giggling. Donald was stunned, but Mickey started to laugh, too. It was kind of a joke is this, Donald Bug? Splattered. Look at that. He took his helmet off. No go. Chuckling merrily, Reginald explained, best fun I have had in a long time. You see, I knew you could have a good time in London, even though there isn't any water skiing or diving or palm trees. Well, as a matter of fact, I did, Ronald admitted. Then he looked at Mickey. But how come you don't seem surprised, Mickey? Mickey chuckled again. Because I figured out how, Donald said. Reginald asked. Yeah, easy, said Mickey. When the ghost said he used Shakespeare's typewriter and knew something was up, typewriter hadn't been invented when Shakespeare wrote all his stories. Oops, said Reginald, guessing I messed up. Not all, Mickey began. We learned a lot about London, and we also learned sometimes vacation works even better than we planned. And great souvenirs to show how everyone when I got home, Donald told him happily. You see that? Sitting at the table, yeah, dinner. Did you know every country has many different customs and places that makes it special? Some of these things that make it Great Britain specials are mentioned below. Do you recognize any of them from the story? Crown jewels. See that? The Tower of London has been a fort, a palace, and a prison. In the past today, it's a museum, and it contains the crown jewels and other treasures belonging to the royal family. At Westminster Abbey, English kings and queens have been crowned for nearly 1,000 years. Things to know, true facts. London's famous double-decker bus carries 145,000 people to work every day. The bus drivers need special training to drive these unusual buses. How many people knew that? Big Ben is the name of the giant-sized bell inside the clock tower of London's House of Parliament. The bell weighs 12 tons and it was named after Sir Benjamin Hall, a city official who was also called Big Ben. So when you go to London, being the end of this story, be sure to check out those interesting places. At Madame Tholson's famous wax museum, all the statues are made of wax, and they look surprisingly real. Even Donna has trouble deciding which Mickey is which. Buckingham Palace has been the official London home of the British royal family for over 150 years. When the flag is flying over the palace, it means the Queen is home. Being a guard at the palace is a very serious job, and the guards are not allowed to speak or smile while on duty. 4 o'clock is the tea time. Is tea time in Great Britain. Tea is often served along with small sandwiches made with cucumbers, radishes, or delicious breads, small pastries, and resin biscuits called scones, and eaten with fresh whipped cream and jellies. Also served. Donald definitely thinks tea time is a wonderful idea. Most castles found in Great Britain are museums today. British people are usually live in small houses or apartments called flats. Then that concludes the Great Britain, the Castle Ghost Adventure of Great Britain. Now, kids, y'all say your prayers tonight. Say your prayers. The Lord keep you safe, may and while you're asleep. Thus night, may you have good dreams, not of course. May the Lord watch over you, for when dawn turns to day, may you have a good day, especially those in school. Stay in school, stay educated. After all, knowledge leads to a brighter future. From my home here in Clarksville, Tennessee, in America, I hope you have a great evening. Watch your health, eat your vegetables. For those of you without parents, I pray one day you find those worthy of them, worthy of you. Remember, it pays to be a friend to those around you, not a bully. Share, be kind to each other, especially in school and daycares, where you younger kids and toddlers. Share your toys, don't fight over them, don't push. Love one another. After all, friends are a dime a dozen. They go a long way. People remember good friends. Okay? God bless you. And take time out with your friends. Go to field trips, the zoo, places that are around that don't cost much money to see. From my heart to you, much love. Stay warm. God be with you. All of you. See you next weekend.